Hey everybody, Mike here, MW Sharps on Instagram and YouTube. Thought I'd come out today and do some walking around this wildlife area that's having a lot of beaver damage, and talk about some knives, show you some knives. So let's dip into this little slough area that's been blown out with the beaver dam. Show you just how destructive some of these beavers are. Luckily here, they're not really affecting anything. It's in a wildlife area. They're just doing what beavers do, so no issues here. But when they get into residential areas and agriculture land and they start blocking water, then they become an issue. But luckily here, they're all good. I wanted to talk to you today about the Spyderco Southfork. It's a Phil Wilson design, fixed blade, full tank fixed blade. It is discontinued. So if you want to get one after this review, you're gonna have to find one second hand, and they're not too cheap. You're gonna be looking at 200 plus. I would be ready to spend for that version. On the creek here, you can see behind me, that's the first dam. This creek originally, about maybe 50 yards upstream, is only 2 feet wide and a foot deep. But the amount of dams in here, I think there's 6. It's just been blown out. This is where we were just a second ago. Let's back up that little finger that's been blown out. We got some more over there. And then the second dam is right here. This is the first big dam. The one back there is pretty small. And further down, there's about a 6 foot tall dam, and it's about 30 feet wide. So give me a second. I'm gonna adjust the camera here and show you the knife. So the reason we're here today is to talk about this knife. It is the Spyderco Southfork. It is a Phil Wilson design, fixed blade, full tank fixed blade, in S90v blade steel. Let's see if we can get this to focus. It is a fantastic looking fixed blade, great in the hand. So you got a full hand on there. I wear large size gloves to give you an idea, and we'll compare it here in a minute. It does have a choil you can choke up on for that fine task work. Handles are that forest green, smooth micarta. It's got 4 stainless steel pins and a lanyard hole. It's made in Taichung. If anybody has had knives out of that factory, they're fantastic. Having that stamped on the blade is not a bad thing. They make great knives there. A lot of their titanium frame locks are there. My Sage 2 was made there. I've heard nothing but good things, and I've experienced nothing but good things out of that factory. So this is the Southfork. It is discontinued, like I was saying, so finding it would be a little hard. You don't see them come up very often. There's some on eBay, but they're a little spendy. It's S90v blade steel, so you're getting a fantastic steel at that. Sheath that comes with it is a hard plastic Kydex sheath with a G-clip, and it fits very snug. It's not coming out of there. I know Phil Wilson, he's designed 3 knives to my knowledge, all fixed blades for Spyderco. This one was the original one. Then they did a smaller version of this called the Sprig. It's got the same handle, same blade steel. It's just a smaller, and I think it's got more of a leaf-shaped blade, drop point style, where this has that upswept to it, which I really dig. And then the third knife is the Bow River from Spyderco. This one, if you guys haven't gotten a hold of this, I would recommend it. Get that bug off of me. This one comes with a leather sheath. I think that's because it was a little more inexpensive for them to make, to go along with kind of the theme of this knife. So this one, as you can see, blade shapes very similar. The Bow River is smaller than the Southfork. It's going to have a thinner stock as well. The Bow River is full tang. It's got 3 stainless steel pins in it. I don't want to make this a full review over this knife because I'm going to do a separate video, but this one is also designed by Phil Wilson, and it's also fantastic. It doesn't have the choil, but it's got room for your finger up there on the blade. It's not sharp at that point. Full grip. But yeah, there'll be a full review of this knife because it's a fantastic choice and it's still available. As far as the Southfork goes, I want to do one more comparison and we'll get you out of here. This is a Paramilitary 2 for size. Handles about the same, blades much larger on the Southfork, but they complement each other very well. I think with these 2 knives, you could do pretty much anything. A while ago there was this trend, the walk-away 3. Like if you had to walk away from the hobby or walk into the woods, what 3 knives would you take with you and be your last knives you'll ever have? Or what ones would you trust in the woods with you? And I always said, not this Paramilitary 2, but I've got the carbon fiber S90v version, the original sprint run. That knife, this fixed blade, and then probably the S90v carbon fiber Para 3. Those 3 knives, if I had to walk away from the hobby and have, those are the only 3 knives I got to keep, those would be the ones. They complement each other very well, and this fixed blade is just fantastic. Smooth contoured handles, just fits like a glove. You can choke up, like I was saying. If you're into fixed blades, I know the Paramilitary 2, Para 3, Shaman is kind of what's hot right now. Fixed blades don't get too much love in the groups, but if you're into fixed blades, this would be one that I would search down if I were you. Again, the Spyderco Southfork from Spyderco, obviously. Have a good one, guys.